Welcome everyone to the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. I'm your host, Michael Pickering. That's right, Lo-Fi as in low fidelity, low quality, in your face, messy as can be global news show. Here we're going to talk about that famous question, what's going on in the world today? And I hope everyone's ready. It's Messy Monday, coming at you with that fast-paced weekend recap, the news fresh off that press, and lots of messiness going on this weekend. Source, Reuters World News. Britain to challenge China at UN over access to Xinjiang. That's right, the UK is going to push China for access to the camps that the Uyghur minority population is being held in Western China. And they're doing it at the United Nations. The simple premise? Hey China, if you ain't got nothing to hide, let us see. Although, of course, China does have veto power at the UN, but this is still a big development. Look out for updates all week long, Lo-Fi Nation. Next up, source, the world of the Associated Press. Ecuador looks to runoff vote for president in April. That's right, after 2 weeks of waiting, we now know that Mr. Araz will be facing off against Guillermo Lasso in the April 11th Ecuadorian presidential runoff. But the third-place candidate, Jaco Perez, is calling fraud. And it appears an investigation will be launched. The difference of the vote count between the second and third place candidates? About 32,600 votes. In percent, 19.74% to 19.38%. That's a close one for sure. We'll let you know more as we do, listeners. Now, moving forward, because we never move on from anything, coming at us from the Asia section of NPR. As Myanmar mourns slain protesters, military junta threatens more violence. Sadly, 3 protesters have lost their lives in Myanmar via gunfire from the military. Protests are only growing now as the people mourn their own. And as those protests grow, the military is threatening more violence and more loss of life. Keep your eyes open and ears to the ground. This is a big week in Myanmar, people. And our following story is from the world of Reuters. Somali president challenged in his bid to secure a new term. So last week we spoke about this situation. The president's term was about to expire, and now it has. And he doesn't appear to be going anywhere. It also appears he's stacking the legislature with individuals allied to himself to help repick himself as the president, because elections cannot be held due to major security concerns. However, of the 5 national regions needed to do this whole process, 2 of them reject the president's participation because, well, he isn't the president. I told you last month there's so many moving parts to what's going on here. This story really is a lo-fi must-read, but we simply can't cover all the aspects of what's going on in Somalia in one episode, but we'll definitely keep you updated as we have the newest updates coming soon. And a last piece of news to send you on your way for the day, the China section of the BBC. China bans BBC World News from broadcasting. Okay. Admittedly, this is a story from over a week ago, but I've been dying to have a chance to talk about it. But we've simply been too busy talking about other things in the world. A problem with trying to cover 200 countries in just a week. It just can't happen. The story. Initially, the UK government banned CGTN. That's the China Global Television Network, a Chinese Communist Party-backed /influenced/owned/depends on who you ask media corporation from broadcasting in the UK. China immediately objected because, of course they did. Then China turns around and bans the BBC from broadcasting in China, including Hong Kong, because of BBC coverage of the 19 and on the Uyghur minority population's persecution in China. This one, too, is a lo-fi must-read. There's so many interesting parts to how media and politics are moving back and forth at the international level that, again, we just ain't got the time to cover them all. But hey, that's enough messiness for one day. And that's a brief snapshot of what's going on in the world today. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of the 10 countries with the lowest GDP per capitas. Always remember, Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, wash those hands, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. Pickering, signing off.